you feel about the work you guys got done while you were here in Cleveland?
And being here in Cleveland, I think we've had really, 4 really good days of work. I was telling some guys, I felt like we finally had real camp practice, just how efficient we were offensively, defensively, being where we were supposed to be. It felt like real camp practices. So I was happy to get the work in. I think we accomplished a lot by being here.
DeMeco, I know you have all had some various injuries on the offensive line. Does that change at all any of your thinking of who you might start in the preseason game?
No, doesn't change it at all. No, we keep going with our offensive line. We're always, moving guys around, having guys play different positions. So it doesn't. Whoever's available and ready to go, they'll be out there for preseason.
Coach, do you think that being out here at this high school gives guys some of that old school feel about when they were doing? You got a lot of young guys, but when they were playing high school ball and things like that, the atmosphere.
Yeah, anytime you step on a high school campus again, I think the nostalgia kicks in and we all go back to, man, I remember my high school feel, whether it's how the stadium looks. You just start to think immediately how it was on those Friday nights playing in high school. It takes us all back to, and what I truly believe in, when you were playing for the pure joy of the game, the fun of the game. And I hope our guys were able to recollect on that and bring up some old memories for them being out here at the high school today. And we're very, appreciative of University School for having us here. They've done a great job of hosting us.
What you made of what Jake Hansen's been able to do? He's had quite the journey, undrafted free agent, made the team for you guys last year. And we've seen him out there. He's back out there working out with you guys. What you made of his preseason so far?
Yeah, Jake continues to get better. Every time he steps out on the field, he continues to surprise me every day. He just gets better and better and better. And that's what coaching, that's what the NFL is all about. You see a young player who is undrafted and a guy you see, man, can you mold him into contributing and playing meaningful snaps? I think every day where Jake, he's one of our hardest workers, right? Whether it's in special teams, he's competing in drills at the linebacker spot. Jake, he's done a great job. We put a lot on him, asked him to play all 3 linebacker spots. And Jake is the one guy who can handle it and not blink when we ask him to step in there. So a guy of his caliber being undrafted and being able to serve multiple roles for us just shows everybody, it's just not about where you're selected in the league, just about what you do with the opportunity that you've gotten. And Jake has really taken advantage of his opportunity.
Does he have you almost have the gold standard for some of the undrafted free agent success with Z's? You kind of point to him. You talk to some of these guys hey, look where he came from, look where he is now. You have that throughout the roster.
Yeah, when you look at undrafted guys, I think that's where you're very proud of those guys, because a lot of people would say they probably don't make it, but our league is comprised of a lot of guys who are undrafted. It's not comprised of all the first-round picks. Right, that's where the depth of your team, the guys who are going to grind and really find out who they are, right? It's undrafted guys. That's the guys you want. And I point to Aziz as a guy who's undrafted, right? And now he's had some success being a starter last year and now being here with us. Jake has done a great job as an undrafted guy as well. So I'm excited I get excited about developing young guys who a lot of people say can't do something, or they shouldn't be able to. That's what fires me up to work with those guys even more.
Like a smooth day for DeMeco Collins and CJ, good timing. What were you saying from those guys, the connection that they just showed?
Today with our practice, this is a very crisp practice today. Guys, we put a lot of work in the past 2 days, so we wanted to deload them a little bit, and guys had a nice crisp practice today.
Coach, your team was the first team to start training camp. You all have already played a game. How do you monitor the reps going forward in the next couple of weeks as far as the preseason is concerned, knowing that your guys have started and been practicing so much?
Yeah, we've been rolling in the camp for a while now. It seems like a long time, and I look ahead wow, we still have a good amount of time to go, probably a month left before the true regular season kicks off. So when we look at I'm monitoring reps every day. I'm monitoring reps, seeing where we are, keeping a track of it, just making sure we're smart with how we're loading our guys with the reps and making sure we're peaking at the right time. Because when you start camp as early as we have with the Hall of Fame game, I don't want guys to come in and we're peaking right at preseason week 2. That's not the time to be at your peak. So we're always always monitoring it, and our sports performance staff, they've done a great job of being on it as well. So just working with them, and we're all in sync with making sure, at the end of the day, making sure we take care of our guys the right way. Just want to be as healthy as possible, right, going into the season.
Any update on Titus Howard?
Titus is good. Go ahead.
With the 2 rookies at running back, feels like they maybe lost a little opportunity with the game getting canceled early. And you kind of had to maybe catch up on some of the stuff that maybe you had planned for Jawar and British Brooks because the game, they lost a lot of opportunity.
Yeah, with the rookies, the 2 rookie running backs, I know it sucks that the game was canceled, but it was an extra game, so I don't think they've lost out on their opportunities to showcase what they had. I've actually seen them this week actually get better in practice. Right, from my perspective, I think they've done a much better job. They needed that game exposure to see what it really takes. They got that exposure, and now they were able to get better and build on what they did in the game. They built on that in practice, so the game did it. They didn't lose anything from the game being canceled.
They made the most out of it.
For sure. Out of the couple reps they did get, they made the most out of it. You see Brooks made a nice play, special teams. Jawar had a run. They think we could have done a better job of finishing and running the ball. So now I see how he's running the ball in practice. He's done a great job this week, probably his best week of camp so far. So that game definitely served its purpose for showing the young guys, hey, what does it truly take to, build and get better in the league? They've got that answer. They've got that wake-up call, so to speak, and they've shown it this week in practice.
Last one. I know he said something interesting yesterday about how he, when he scripts plays, sometimes he scripts plays for CJ to go to his last possession, just to kind of get the stress of what if this doesn't work out, what if this doesn't work out, here's your last option. How intensive is that process in particular with CJ, and in what ways do you maybe on defense try to prepare your defensive players for different situations that may occur?
As coaches, as you prepare for practice, you want to try to put your players through as many stressful situations as possible. So when it comes to scripting plays, you don't always script for success and make it easy on players, because when they get in the game and the picture changes or it's difficult, how do they respond? We want to see our guys respond and go through the difficult as hard as we can make it here in practice. So whether it's offense, right, scripting for getting to your third read in the progression, whether it's a run play that you're outnumbered on, still running that play. And a lot of things we do is also to teach, right? And you have to get it on film to teach guys of why you do certain things and why you don't do certain things. Also defensively, we may put guys in situations where it's not a favorable position. It's not a favorable, down and distance, not a favorable situation. How do you respond? And that's what, as coaches, it's our job to continue to put our guys in as stressful and as many game-like situations as possible in practice.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right.